Hi everyone, this is Diane. I had a very busy weekend and I finished these Farm TN journals on Friday, I think it was, and listed them on Saturday, and I sold two, but I still have this one left. If you're interested, it's the one with the vintage Montgomery Ward catalog ad for milk bottles, and it has a milk bottle cap, a real vintage one on it. I'm not going to open it up or anything. There's a flip through on my channel, but that is still available. And the reason I'm showing it here is because I wanted to do some simple journals after the last few more complicated ones. And so I said I was going to do some traveler's notebook style one signature journals, and I was going to do some farm ones and some 50s ladies. So I have my 50s lady stuff right here, but I was looking at papers and what other things I might have. I purchased this at Michael's, one of their Craftsmith paper pads, a while ago, but I knew that I wanted to do 50s style journals. So this is a mid-mod, so mid-century modern paper pad, 12 by 12. So I'll probably use some of these papers. Maybe one of these will be the cover. But I also have, I don't really want it to be just a fashion theme, but vintage ladies. So it could have, obviously some fashion, some beauty, maybe some advertising from the 50s, like homemaker type of stuff. I also have this mercantile pad, which is from Cartabella, and it's 50s style mercantile. So that's a really fun 50s theme. I think I'm going to save this, and I got it out so I could take a look at it, but I don't think I want to use that for this project. I also have some tags and extra bits that go with that kit, so I'll save those for another project. I have these decorative stamps that would make mid-century modern designs. This and these are Stampin' Up. I think there's more than one set in here, but these I have used before for 50s style designs. This one and whoops, these. And probably some of these too, but just these geometric patterns like this and this. They did a lot of that in the 50s, so thought I would use those maybe. And I do have some 50s fashion stamps. I don't know if I'll use these. I probably won't, because I'll have a lot of images of ladies. I think I'll probably just use those decorative design stamps, but I got these out just in case. So we've looked at the stamps. We looked at briefly at this paper pad. I don't even want to pretend to pick out some covers, because I want to select images before I do that. So let's look at my stuff here. I was thinking I might make some ephemera, just like gluing stuff to cardstock, but I don't know if I'll have time to do that. It's late in the afternoon. Monday morning, Monday afternoon, but I was busy all morning. So here is what I was thinking of with modern advertising, or 50s advertising from old magazines. Those would be fun to use, and even magazine story illustrations. She would be too big for a TN journal. I don't think these are 50s. These are 30s and 40s, I think. This one is probably from the 50s, maybe 40s. To eat or not to eat. These are interesting, and I like the long, narrow shape of them, so they'd be great tags for a traveler's notebook. This is cool, but it's small. I don't want to cut that down too much. I like her. She's definitely not 50s. So I don't think, what does this say? Oh, this is just ladies. So these are not fashion images. They're just ladies cut from magazines, so no specific era. I love that image. What did I do with that journal? Oh yeah, I would have to trim. I would have to trim her off no matter what size book I used. But I think I'll save her, excuse me, for a bigger book. The ones I'm putting up there are possibilities for a traveler's notebook. There's a lady doing exercises, a couple of ladies. I remember my mother doing exercises on the living room floor with Jack LaLanne. Anybody remember him? These are all older than 50s. And that one's 70s, looks like. Got some more exercising ladies. She's counting money. Just got damaged. That looks like it's from the 70s. So I think all the rest are not what I want for this book. This says 40s and 50s. So these are the fashion images. But I think I also have a pouch that says 50s and 60s because I got confused. But she's definitely 50s. Lucille Ball influenced. I need to sort all of my decade fashion images. because, like I said, some of them are mixed up. Some farm girls. Could have put them in my farm journals. I think they're from the 40s. These dresses look like they're made out of bed sheets. There's some more. She's even got weather vane chickens on her dress. I would say these are from the 50s or 60s from a catalog. I think probably 60s, but I might be able to use them if they're not too big. Mid-century is really what I'm going for. It doesn't have to be just the 60s. And I don't want a lot of fashion images. I want it to be a little more eclectic than that. Using a lot of the advertising ladies. I could maybe use this part because she's too tall. I know these ladies in the polka dots are from an old Spiegel catalog. I think that was the first vintage catalog that I got. And it had some mildew, water damage on it, so there was a lot I couldn't use out of that magazine catalog, but I bought it because it was the first time I'd ever seen one. And it was affordable because of the damage. Look at that turban. That's 1940. I'll just put all of these ladies up there. Might be able to use them. They're all from that Spiegel catalog, I think. I'm putting a lot more up there than I'll be able to use. But it's nice to have options. So the Spiegel ones are 1961. Look at that hat. She's got a little tiny bird on her glove. $19.53. She looks 50s. The turban craze. Turbans in the 50s and caftans in the 70s. Look at that colorful dress. There's a 50s couple in their living room. She's selecting a record. Look at that hat. Silly. But at least they were classy back then. They dressed nice. This one doesn't even have a label on it. But it looks like more of the mid-century images. Probably I don't even need to look at them because I don't need any more. It's just a little too tall. Yeah, I'm just going to put these away. Keep it simple. These are from a magazine, and I didn't cut them because they were big and I didn't know what I wanted to do with them. So I won't use those. These are from a catalog. This says 1800s, but that's not what it is anymore. '40s and 50s and 60s maybe. I think this is that Spiegel catalog. Oh, I see Sears because Lemon Frog shop was a junior miss shop when I was a junior miss size. I always wanted the Lemon Frog shop clothes. That's cute. Definitely looks 50s with that full skirt. But I think these pages are the Spiegel. And some from Patterns. Now I want to look at beauty advertising. See if I have anything that looks like it's from the 50s. Strawberry or raspberries don't belong in there. These are all older. have something from the 50s in here. I did print digitals that are, I think I have them upstairs because I need to cut them apart. Old bobby pins and hairnets, but they're older than the 50s too, I think. I'll have to look at them and see if I want to use them. Yeah, I don't see anything for the 50s in here. Maybe this. This is 1963. Nothing I want to use. $53 for that lipstick. Well, they have those bobby pins, but their hairstyles look like they're older than the 50s. I don't know. I like that ad. Maybe I could use both of those. That's cool. I think I want that to be in a bigger journal though. I know if I got out my big pouch that has the cooking and kitchen pieces from old magazines, I would have a lot of the 50s. This one has a whole cellophane bag of Spiegel stuff from that same catalog. No, this one says 1959. I guess I had two Spiegel catalogs. We never ordered from Spiegel. They were out of our price range. We got clothes from, well, my mother made them, but we also got some from Sears and Penny's and Ward's. We got all of those catalogs. I always loved getting the new catalogs. Geez, I think these are from the 60s, but they look like mod, mid-century mod. These look like they're from a knitting book. They're knitted sweaters. I wonder if that's actually from the 70s. Some of those look 70s. So many pouches of the same type of things, which is part of what I will fix as I go through and fine-tune, organize my room. They're cool. I like the colors. Some mothers and daughters with matching outfits. Oh, look at this with the pom-pom cherries. So 50s. probably have enough out of this pouch. I got groceries for my mother this morning and took them to their house with enough time that I could visit for a few minutes before I took my dad to his cardiac therapy, trying to strengthen him, his limbs, and his heart. I guess his medicine is helping to strengthen his heart. It's improved from what my brother told me. These smell musty. That's why these dryer sheets were in there. Oh, they're from the Lobel catalog. Look how pretty that pink suit is, and it's so tailored, and it's got little pin tucks there. I'll just, without even really looking, I'm just putting some pages up there so I can make choices later. Love these dresses. I'll just set that there. I don't feel like going through it all. So I'm sure I have enough. I'll just put these away. Maybe I will sort through these kinds of images while I'm watching TV tonight. But my dad's therapy takes an hour, and I just sit there while he's doing it. But I do the transporting, getting him in and out of his, it's a transport chair. And then we get him to the hospital, and there are men there to help him get into a wheelchair, and then I park my car and get into the hospital and take him to where he needs to go, and come back out and repeat it all to get him back home. And it doesn't seem like hard work, and it's not. And we have opportunities to chat. It's harder for him to talk because he just doesn't have a lot of breath. He gets so tired and winded from everything, and then he can't talk. So I just had some nice music playing in my car so he could listen to that instead of trying to make conversation. But he did, try to chat with me some. But, it's time for us together. So it's not like it's a hard thing for me to do. But by the time I get home, I'm tired because I've done the grocery shopping and carrying all the stuff. Her stuff and my stuff. So I came home. It was after lunchtime, so I had some leftovers. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I don't think I'll use any of these. So I sat and had my lunch and then just rested on the couch for a little while. And now, just do a little bit down here before I get into doing my household chores. I have pattern images here, pattern books and patterns. I'm not going to use those, I don't think. And let's see what's in here. These are accessories. I don't think I need to use these. So we have plenty here. Maybe I can select something that could be a good cover image. And I don't necessarily want it to be a fashion image on the front, but it could be. She would be a cute cover girl. And she would. Her hat is shading her face. Otherwise, I would think she would be a cute one. I'll leave her out. And this one, she looks a little saucy. Didn't I pick some out that weren't fashion? I hope this isn't boring. We're just looking at all the same images that we went through. Here's the ones that weren't fashion. Exercises. Now she's cute. These coffee ladies. Got 4 coffee ladies. These I'll probably make journal tags with. They're so pretty. Okay, now I will look at my papers. I think it would be fun to use some of these on the front cover. And I like the illustrations more than the photograph. And I'm going to make 3. She looks good on this if I put her on a brown frame thing, a matte. That's a possibility. She looks good on that. That's a possibility. I'll definitely use some of these strips. I like this with the starburst. I think I have a stamp, a starburst stamp that I could use too. maybe. These, I don't see 50s in these plain, like watery background things. I think these cards would be kind of big for traveler's notebooks. I like this on her on this. Better than this one, I think. Well, that's 3, right? Wait, what did I put her on? Was her on this? Was she on that? I think so. Okay. So that's 3. We've got 2 coffee drinkers and 1 lady. Like, what's going on here? I don't want to miss something awesome for a cover, so let's look. Some more Starburst ones. Oh, this looks dreamy. That's cute. I like that one too. Ooh, I like that one. And I like that one. There's some cool papers in here. I can definitely use those for pockets and things, but also save some for larger journals. So I'll have to decide between, I just want to make 3. I don't think I want to make 4. But I like that, and I like that, and I like this one. I think those are my 3 choices. She's smaller. She'll do better inside the journal. So I think I will make these covers just slightly bigger than this one, which is 4 1/4 by 8 1/4. So 4 1/4 is 8 1/2 opened up. So I'm going to make it 9 inches, and then it'll be 4 1/2. So it's not much bigger. By 8 1/2. So it's 8 1/2 by 8 1/2. Yeah. That's 9. All right, it's 8 1/2 by 9. So the 8 1/2 is the width. And wait, the 9 is the width because I want it to be 4 1/2 inches wide. So I cut the paper 9 by 8 1/2. It's definitely wider on the back or the front. Let's try that again. This will be 9 inches because I want the stripes to be vertical. 9 inches by 8 1/2. This is my little one that I like. It came with this, and I don't know what happened, but there's a little, what do you call it? Little opening thing to flip out, and this was, no. Yeah. This was stored inside that. but it came off somewhere, and I didn't know it was gone. I never found it. I just pulled out my board one day, and it was gone. I thought, well, I'll find it and put it back on, but I never found it. So I'm at 4.5 inches here. But I like this size. This is a Martha Stewart, what is this called? Scoreboard. But I don't think you can buy them anymore. I may be wrong about that. As soon as I get these cut, we'll try those ladies out on them again. It may be too close to Christmas for putting things in my shop. I'm just going to keep making some journals and put them in if I get them done. I mean, we're just less than 3 weeks from Christmas now. But I'll just leave them in the shop. I probably won't list other items in the shop until after Christmas. Okay, now we have 3 covers. Mid-century mod. And I'm not going to fussy cut her, just cut off some of the white. Did I have her on this one? I think so. I don't know if I'll have her like in a square up here or have her at the bottom and then have something else up here. But there we go. These will be my 3 covers for these 3 Traveler's Notebook journals. So I hope you're looking forward to seeing what happens next with these. I've got to do some cleaning up down here before I really get into them, but this is all the time I had today, so I thought I would just at least get some supplies out and see where it took me today. So I'll be back, and I hope that you're having a creative day. Bye.